I can confidently say Algorand could have the best year on record. Hell, if you look at the charts from this morning, all of these assets could have the best year on record. Shout out to XRP. Our focus for this episode is Algorand because as a holder, I think you may want to know what else has been going on in the last few weeks in the world of Algorand. Now, the biggest topic of discussion is, of course, staking. It is beginning to spread throughout the ecosystem. Last night, I set up my Para wallet for the first time, and if you go through Folks Finance, you get a 2.7% rate on your Algorand holdings. Now, that's half of what you're getting in traditional markets, something you can't complain about. But there was another very important update for the Algorand world that we're going to explore as well. It's the Algorand 4.0.1 update. Now, for the blockchain nerds in the audience, this is an improvement to the protocol, and we know improvements to the protocol bring faster applications, more efficient applications, and it opens the door to work with larger entities. And 4.0 comes with a particular feature that is very attractive to players like central banks and large governments. So, before we get into it, let me introduce myself. My name is Wade. You're listening to another edition of the DHN Crypto Podcast. I've been in the space since 2019 and I've researched over 1,000 digital assets. Now, I've narrowed my focus a bit, mainly to the new financial system coins like Algorand. But the reason I sit here in front of this camera is to share all that knowledge with you. That's it. It's the only motive. All I'm asking in return, though, hit that subscribe button. Because personally, I think I can get this channel to 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. So, you want to help me with that? Make sure you hit that button. In exchange, I got something for you, especially if you're new to the space. This DHN Blockchain Starter Kit for 2025. In it, you will get links to various crypto tools and resources to help you navigate this space more effectively. All of the information, all of the hours spent digging throughout various crypto ecosystems and reading various PDFs and white papers and all of these things, I made my best attempt to put all of that information within this document just to give you a primer for the crypto space. So, links to this will be in the description as well as the pinned comment under the video. Again, if you're new to the space, you're really going to love this. So make sure you get your starter kit. And let's talk a little Algorand, shall we? So, like I mentioned, the biggest topic of discussion for Algorand right now is the staking. It is beginning to matriculate through the Algorand world. And what makes staking on Algorand different is the liquid staking feature. Liquid staking is a more flexible version of staking where compared to the traditional setup where there is a locking period, staking on Algorand, it's liquid. So that means you can stake your Algorand, but you can still move the token around freely within the ecosystem. I'm very grateful that Algorand took that route because they had multiple options. But the liquid staking amongst all staking protocol offerings would be the best one. So if you want to get involved, again, you can see here, Folks Finance, Tiny Man, as well as, what's that, M-Algo. That one's new to me. I have to dig into it. Pact, Consensus, compatible pools, and then a few more sources here. Like I mentioned, I'm using the Para wallet. And I'm familiar with the brand Folks Finance. We've covered them on the channel before. So I'm going to make the decision to hop into their pool. And again, it's 2.7% right now. But there was another addition to 4.0 that I kind of want to rap about. Again, this is for the blockchain nerds in the audience. But if I'm reading this correctly, along with the enhancements coming with 4.0, one of them includes zero knowledge proofs. Now, we're going to consult the AI here, so it will help me explain to you exactly what this means. When a network implements zero knowledge proofs, they automatically unlock a world of privacy. Privacy is a lot more attractive to larger financial bodies like a central bank or a financial institution with large government connections. Those central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, the people behind them, they're more interested in a privacy network. And to my knowledge, to my understanding, you implement zero knowledge proofs into your network, you create the ultimate privacy ecosystem. As they explain here, confidential transactions, selective disclosure, programmable privacy. Very interesting. Improved scalability, off chain computations, a lot of discussion about that. Algorand has discussed that for years. Much research on that. Reduced data storage and increased security, data minimization, improved auditability. So, what I'm getting at here is zero knowledge proofs. When they make their way to a network, it is a massive thing because now your network is more attractive to larger financial players who may not want their financial activity in a public domain. Now, I don't see that from a conspiratorial perspective because now that I'm dealing with money as much as I do, yeah, you want to keep some of that stuff separate. Not private, not hidden, not secret. Separate. It's for accounting. Makes sense. So that's going to be big, guys. Something else that has been a huge talking point, and I've mentioned it before, is Parawallet and their integration with MasterCard. Now, a few months ago, we discovered that this relationship had formed back in August of 2024. And as of this week, the cards, at least for EU and the UK customers, they are now able to start using the card for everyday things, everyday purchases. So now this puts it on the same tier as Coinbase's card offering, as well as Crypto.com and Binance. You notice, though, that list ain't that long. This puts Algorand in rarefied air, ladies and gentlemen. As a matter of fact, I know you guys probably hear my voice all the time, but I had to go and consult another creator for this one. I had a chance to sit down with C. Will of the Passive Income Network, and we had a discussion about the major benefits for this new MasterCard Parawallet integration for the Algorand network. Take a listen. When it comes to this Parawallet and MasterCard integration, what do you see as being the biggest benefits?
I see the biggest benefits is that Algorand actually becomes that payment processor app or payment that it always, could have been, right? So now everything's lined up. You got MasterCard, their company Immersive, which is facilitating the debit cards on chain and integrating with Parawallet. Parawallet is partially owned by Algorand Foundation, so they have all of the verticals, all of the companies integrated with each other, full integration. And then recently, Algorand launched the USDC. Really, Coinbase has accepted the Algorand's USDC, so they call it USDCA for Algorand. And now you can easily go between Coinbase and Algorand, just like you can do that with Ethereum or any other blockchain like Solana. So you can go straight buy your asset on Coinbase, send it to your Algorand wallet, and then go spend in the real world. And we know that Algorand has that instant finality. Transaction fees are super low and cheap. No failed transactions. So it becomes a normal everyday thing. You walk to the store, go get your lunch, pull out your Apple Pay. It's your Algorand MasterCard, swipe, boom, seeing the transaction. So I see it as a game changer and something that now businesses can start to implement, right? Mm-hmm. They can now put on their posters, we accept USDC, we accept dollars, we accept credit cards, and it becomes just a normal process of us using money.
Totally agree. This is also very similar to another wallet setup in a different ecosystem that we are very familiar with. I'm talking about Hedera. They are similar in the sense that with Hashpack, it is your main connection to everything on the Hedera network. Anyone that builds a DeFi application on Hedera, you can connect to it through Hashpack. They even launched the Citadel hardware wallet. They're shipping, and the primary interface is the Hashpack. So you use Hashpack as an example, you can get an idea of the potential Para has now. So going back to the Para wallet, What separates them, at least to my understanding at this point, is this Explorer here. This is like a live pulse. You go over to transactions, live pulse of the network. Again, from a blockchain nerd perspective, I thought that was very cool. What I like overall, though, is this new on and off ramp through the form of the debit card. It will be tremendously beneficial to the recognition of the Algorand network, as well as the recognition for the Para wallet. That is obviously going to serve both parties very well. There's a party we haven't discussed yet. Mr. MasterCard. All right. MasterCard has had their fingers everywhere for years. And now to see them increase the rate of development and working with assets that we are very familiar with, like Stellar Lumens, like Hedera, now they have expanded their crypto credential solution into the UAE. Why is that important? Why is that relevant to Algorand? I'm going to show you in just a second. But first, let me show you why it's important that they chose the UAE. So, UAE is part of, Dubai is out there, part of the Middle East market. But I always say that the UAE has a series of strategies, policies, and initiatives that are all geared towards a digital transformation agenda with a deadline of 2030. A few years ago, when we discovered this, that number wasn't so scary. It's 2025 now. That's 5 years away. So, I'm glad I was able to find this site here. And if you fish around, if you Google search digital UAE, it'll be easier to find that way. But you fish around strategies for government services and digital transformation. Look at all of this. Dubai Program for Gaming 2023. Universal Blueprint for Artificial Intelligence. National Program for Artificial Intelligence. One of the last pieces of paper Mr. Biden signed here in the United States was for artificial intelligence infrastructure. Like, it involves funding, and a lot of funding, for companies to build artificial infrastructure or artificial intelligence factories in the United States. So clearly, this is no longer a trend. Look at what Dubai is up to. Look at what the UAE is up to. UAE Digital Government Strategy for 2025. I haven't even clicked on that. I fear the rabbit hole of that one. I really do. Just keep on continuing down here. Strategy for artificial intelligence. Fourth Industrial Revolution strategy. Metaverse strategy. Yeah. In case someone tells you it's dead. Not to top level governments. Dubai blockchain strategy. Let's take a look at that. So, the Dubai blockchain strategy will usher in economic opportunities for all sectors in the city and cement Dubai's reputation as a global technology leader in line with Smart Dubai's mandate to become global leader in the smart economy. Now, according to this description down here, this was all set to be finished by 2020. This update was from 2023. They've removed the date, but let me show you something about Dubai, courtesy of our friends over at the Binance Network. So this was one of the reasons why I covered Binance so heavily back in the day. It's because when it comes to using your crypto assets to buy things in the real world, first time I had ever seen it was with Binance. First time I ever did it was through Coinbase. Then I discovered crypto.com and just kind of never went back. But this is in Dubai, folks. Also remember, Dubai is in one of the regions that has already adopted ISO 20022 messaging standards. So that paves the way for smart economies, instant payments, connections through APIs to larger payment networks such as a Binance. So the environment is ripe for this type of thing. You probably want to know Algorand's connection. This took me some time. The asset I'm finna share with you has not been mentioned on this channel in over 2 years. Some of the OGs are gonna remember it though. Do you remember Wad's Pay? Yeah, WTK token, ladies and gentlemen. From a token perspective, don't buy this thing because you can't find it anywhere. The only thing it's been listed on is an XDC exchange. We'll explain that later. But this is a blockchain as a service platform. Leverages the Algorand blockchain as well as Circle. Isn't that interesting? If I'm not mistaken, who just set up a headquarters in Dubai? Circle. What network does Circle also run on? Algorand. Hold on. There's one more. So I thought that Wad's Pay had fallen off the face of the earth, right? Well, in November, they secured $50 million in, Singaporean dollars. That translates to about $37 million US. But they received funding from a pretty large investment firm in the form of GEM. They manage about $3.4 billion in assets. So not a earth shaker, but an earthquaker, if that makes sense. Probably not. Whatever. The main point is, Wad's Pay also has a virtual asset service provider license from Dubai's Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. They got this back in April of last year. Now, I made sure to cover these as they happened real time to the best of my ability. We know Ripple got one in last year. Crypto.com got one last year. Binance got one last year. Come on, help me out here in the comments, guys. So many people secured one of these licenses. And now that we're in the year 2025, and the United States is getting ready to put forth a framework following MiCA's framework beginning to spread throughout the European Union, next to the progress from the regulatory side in places like the UK, China, Australia, it's going to cause a domino effect the moment the United States finishes that framework. Once people see, oh, the United States is behind this? Well, it's time for us to get busy. Bringing it back to Algorand and Wad's Pay. Wad's Pay, to my knowledge, had been very quiet. I believe they were waiting for the proper regulatory environment if you analyze their recent blog posts throughout 2024. Them receiving this license set them on a proper path. I want to show you this as well, because they are a Singapore-based institution started in 2018. However, one of their regional headquarters is in Dubai. So, now that your primary network, Wad's Pay, is beginning to, expand its horizons, and one of their biggest allies in the form of MasterCard is unlocking crypto credentials in that area, now we are waiting for the announcement where the Algorand network integrates MasterCard's crypto credentials. And then the story becomes the same as it is for Stellar Lumens. A businessman in Dubai wants to use the Algorand network to set up his payment system. Once he sees that MasterCard crypto credential, knowing the influence MasterCard has in Dubai, it's automatic. This is how you increase the rate of adoption, ladies and gentlemen. So, keep your eyes on Algorand. 2025 is just the beginning. The market looks very nice right now, and I am just as excited as you guys are. But let's not forget the main mission here. Let's not forget where all of this leads. So, with that, it's actually all I got for this one. Don't forget to download your DHN Blockchain Starter Kit for 2025. You'll get links to various crypto ecosystems, including, let me make sure I got it on here. Yes, Algorand. That way, you can explore Algorand's ecosystem, get used to their social media, get used to what their YouTube looks like. And that way, you can make the best decision on your own if you want to get involved with this asset. So, Now that I got that out of the way, y'all know what time it is. If that money is digital, so is the hustle.